Wake up, lock in, move forward. This is Men's Morning Motivation. Let's get to it.
And welcome back, guys. This is Men's Morning Motivation. If you are here for Discipline Week, you know we went deep. We broke some weak habits, we installed structure into the chaos, and we built the foundation of something stronger. But here's the thing: discipline isn't just a one and done event. It's not a week long challenge, and it's not something you do when it's convenient. It's a fire that never goes out. Some of you guys made real progress last week. I've seen it. You got up earlier, you set some boundaries and cut some distractions, and you executed whatever goals you set. But now we're in the real danger zone. Not when things get hardest, but when things start to feel a little bit easier. That's when people slip, and that's when discipline fades. And I need you to hear me right now. You don't stop, you don't slow down, and you don't let up. This is where people break. Not because the challenge is too hard, but they think they've done enough. And that's the difference between winners and everybody else. Winners don't let the fire die. Right now, you're at a crossroads. One path leads back to comfort, the slow decay of discipline, the I'll take it easy today lie, and the return to old habits. The other path, that's the hard one. The one where you keep pushing even when the challenge is over. The one where you reinforce the work you've already put in. Most people take the first path without even realizing it. They think they'll stay strong, but they hit snooze. They justify one small slip, and before they know it, they're right back where they started. So I need you to ask yourself something right now. Am I going to be like most people, or am I going to be unshakable? Because the fire only goes out if you let it. There's something you need to understand about success. It can be your greatest enemy. Because when you start seeing results, when you feel that momentum building, when people start noticing your changes, that's when you're most vulnerable. The mind plays tricks on you. Look how far you've come. You've earned a break. One day off won't hurt. But here's what champions know that average men don't. Progress is fragile. Discipline is delicate. And success is a test of character. When most men see progress, they start to ease up. When champions see progress, they simply double down. Think about it. The boxer who trains harder after his first win, the entrepreneur who works longer hours after his first success, the athlete who pushes farther after breaking a record. They understand that success isn't a finish line, it's a checkpoint. It's not permission to slow down, it's proof that acceleration works. So ask yourself, are you using your progress as an excuse to relax or as evidence that your discipline is working? Here's the truth about Mondays: they expose people. You really see who was serious last week and who was just caught up in the hype. You see who really made a change and who was just playing the part. You might feel a surge of energy from last week's momentum, or maybe you feel like taking a break. Maybe a little voice in your head is whispering, "You worked hard last week. You deserve to relax. You don't have to go as hard now. Just this once won't hurt." That's weakness trying to sneak back in. The challenge isn't about breaking bad habits, it's about making sure they never even return. Every time you give yourself an easy way out, you are making a decision. Are you the kind of person who follows through, or are you the kind that folds when things get comfortable? Let's get real about what discipline actually is. It's not motivation, because motivation just comes and goes. It's not inspiration, inspiration fades. And it's not willpower, because willpower just simply depletes. Discipline is a commitment to a standard that doesn't change based on how you feel. Think about the most disciplined men in history: the warrior who trains regardless of the weather, the leader who stays focused throughout the chaos, and the builder who shows up day after day after day. Did they have some magical powers? No, but what they did have is a non negotiable standard. They understood something that most men will never learn. Your feelings are irrelevant to the mission. You don't need to feel good to do what needs to be done. You don't need to be motivated to honor your commitments. You don't need to be inspired to maintain excellence. You just need to execute, period. I know you've heard it before. Discipline isn't something you have, it's something you do. But let's go deeper. Every single day, you're reinforcing an identity. You are consistently proving something to yourself. If you wake up early, even when you didn't feel like it, you prove that you are disciplined. If you do the work even when the motivation is gone, you prove that you are reliable. If you push yourself past your old limits, you prove that you are unbreakable. Here's the thing, the opposite is equally true. If you skip a workout, you prove to yourself that skipping is an option. If you make excuses, you prove that excuses are acceptable. If you allow one bad habit to return, you prove that the old you is still in control. And if you don't take this seriously, you will go right back to where you started. So here's the mindset shift, there is no finish line. You don't complete discipline and you don't graduate from hard work. You don't get to a point where you can let up. The people who win in life, they understand that the fire never goes out. Here's how most men lose their discipline. It starts with just one small compromise. Just one. I'll skip just this one workout. I'll hit snooze just this once. I'll break my diet just today. That one compromise weakens your identity. Now you've proven that your standards are negotiable. And because of this, the next compromise comes easier and the next one even easier. And before you know it, you're back to your old patterns, wondering what happened to all that discipline you built. This is the discipline death spiral. One small slip leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, until you're right back to where you started, or worse. But there is good news. The same principle works in reverse. One small win reinforces your identity. Another small win builds on that foundation. Consistent small wins create unstoppable momentum. This is why you can't let up, not even for a day. Let's get real for a second. I've been re recording episodes 1 through 6. I had a couple days off work. I spent some time with my daughter. I set up a plan to do one a day, edit, record, post, schedule, all the everything that nobody sees, right? So now it's 1 a.m. after 4 days off, after roughly 10 and a half hours shift. We'll call it 11 because of the drive, right? And I had two options. I can go to bed early and have, quote, energy for work tomorrow, Friday, or I could choose to be disciplined and knock these episodes out and get ahead as much as possible with the time that I'm given. That's just one real life example that I live to prove that this works. If you just implement just one thing through all of this, not even this episode, go back and see what you may need to work on. But tonight I had a choice. I could have went to bed and simply crammed even harder Saturday, Sunday for this to come out on Monday. But I had to actively make a choice. I had to actively be disciplined in order to do it. So apply that however you would like to whatever you need to be disciplined about and show that this is proof that with this mindset shift that you're able to do these things. So last week, guys, you built something and today we're locking it in. Here is what you're going to do. Look back at the one thing that you improved the most last week. Maybe it was waking up early. Maybe it was cutting those distractions out. Or maybe it was simply just showing up no matter what, no matter how you felt. Now, I want you to reinforce it. Make it even tighter because if you woke up at 6 a.m., now we set the alarm for 5:45. If you cut out social media, extend that detox window. You are not staying the same. I am not staying the same. Together, we are getting stronger. Guys, you are getting stronger. Last week, we identified weak points, whatever those were. Now, take it even further. What's one thing that still slows you down? What's one excuse you still make? Get rid of it today. Not tomorrow, not soon, today, right now. Push yourself into discomfort. If you are an athlete and you go for runs in the morning, run an extra mile. If you're in the gym listening to these, do an extra set. If you work a normal 9 to 5, I know at some point in time, you're behind for whatever reason. If you're able to, work that extra hour and get ahead. Because the moment your mind says that's enough, you simply do more. You break through those barriers. Not because you have to, right? But because that's who you are now and who you're learning to be and who you're developing to be. Let me tell you something about greatness. It is not measured in days or weeks. It's measured in years and decades. Because anyone can be disciplined for a day. Many can be disciplined for a week. Some can maintain discipline even for a month. But the truly exceptional, they keep that fire burning for years. Through the good times and the bad. Through the motivation and exhaustion. Through recognition and invincibility. Look at any truly successful person in any given field. Did they achieve greatness in a week? No. Did they build their empire in a month? No. Did they master their craft in even a year? Absolutely not. They stayed disciplined when no one was watching. They continued to push forward when everyone else quit. They maintained their standards when it would have been so easy to compromise and just take a day off. That's who you're becoming. Not someone who completed a challenge, but someone who lives the discipline every single day. Guys, this is it. This right here is the real test. Discipline doesn't die in one big failure, it dies in 100 small ones. So today and every day, you make a decision because you're either reinforcing your strength or you're letting it slip piece by piece. And I want you to remember something. The world doesn't owe you success. Your past progress doesn't guarantee any future results. The second you let up, take your foot off the gas, you start losing ground. So don't stop and don't give yourself an easy way out. Whatever you do, don't let that fire go out. Guys, here's what I want from you. Pick one action today that makes a statement One thing that proves you're not slipping back. One thing that forces you to level up. Make it visible. If you're waking up earlier, set a reminder where you'll see it. If you're cutting those distractions, tell someone who can hold you accountable. Don't let yourself off the hook because today is not another Monday. Today is the day you prove to yourself that you are not like the rest. Remember, the fire only goes out if you let it. And you're not letting it go out. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. This is Men's Morning Motivation. Now let's go get to work.